I need a light or something. Ooh, there's this guy. I gotta remember to plug that in later.
Okay.
There. I like that light. I got it for my birthday Earth Day. Birthday Earth Day. Birthday Earth. Alien ant farm. Go down here and put up with all this bullshit and see if you're a decent person at the end of it. We'll call it the game of life. You want this? This is my avatar. My soul shack. You don't want nothing to drink? There he goes. He found his girl. Tucker. See, all this this energy's potent. I always get worried. There's certain Pluto transits, and I'm not listening to astrology today because they keep talking about pets. I'm not trying to put that on my radar right now. I'm trying to omit that anyway. So, oh, I got this. Where is it? Here it is. I went for a brief walk around. Yeah, I gotta stick to the mountains. I went to the town square and I thought it was a lull and there's just so many people out, and then I get triggered by everything, and then I just ignore myself. Just go walk and people are so unfriendly because they come here because they want to disconnect, so they travel so far from all over to come here. Just so they can eat at a fucking few mediocre restaurants, shit in a hotel bathroom, and then leave. And I mean, that's what they contribute. And so sometimes I try to build community. I'll go down and I'll hand stickers out. And people that are trying to disconnect, they're completely different. They're opposite than people that are trying to make connections, understand? Yeah. So you got these freaking low vibrational frequential beings, these NPCs that travel so far to Mosey. You got people like me don't get out very often because I got responsibilities and they don't. So hand stickers out to people, but mostly, you know, so the people that like live around here, they're cool, you know. It's just the Taurons. The Taurons, they're just, no thank you. Yeah, because it's a message of an inclusion, so why would you want to have anything to do with that? Because they don't look, people are vacant, they're NPCs. They're here because they had pancakes at Michael's with their grandpappy back in 1993. That's and it's not just Taos. It's any collective energy source, which are towns, where people have spent significant time. It's like they feel good, so they got to go other places and go back to where it feels good instead of fucking making the places where you live feel good. It's stupid. Planet Earth is a silly alien ant farm.
An ant farm.
Alien ant farm. And people mostly have the same program. I looked up the other day, I was like, what's the average school how many schools on the average of an American gone to? 3.6. 3.6 schools. I went to 4 schools in 6th grade and then didn't go to school for freaking 7 weeks. I went to 10 was my number. I counted them the other night. 10 schools. From kindergarten. Oh, wait, 11. I forgot about Morro Bay. I started out in kindergarten, preschool. Because we started out in preschool in Morro Bay, and then And then we moved up to breading, and then that's where the lessons began. Yeah. It's okay, Tuck. Tuck is just sensitive. He's an old guy. That's why I don't like these transits. Dodge the transits, Tuck. Dodge the transits, baby. So, I don't know. They stay as long as they want to. I have no say. When they're ready, they go. That's just how it is. It's how it is for everybody. So, anyway, I went down a ant hole the other day. Here we go with the story time. Why did my music just stop? Technology's all kind of wacky. I don't understand why, like, it's okay, dude. Like, are you going right now? No? Can I finish this talk? Is that cool? Because that really fucks with my head. I get a train of thought, and then like, why can't you soothe yourself? Why can't you not cry for the 10 minutes that I'm trying to tell a story? Because you're just a goofy old dog, that's why. Alright, maybe this was a bad idea. Let's just press on. He'll lay down. He's probably just crying because he's picking up on how I'm trying to calm down. But I don't stay calm. My energy is potent. Like people... I stay home because my energy is potent. I go outside and like get my Chewy package from the front gate and stuff like that, and I hear just people all over Taos just racing their engines, just gunning trucks, cars. It is such a trippy thing that all these people are feeling this gas, go, feel good. You know, and then you have these little Hito shit stains that like to do the coal roll where they flip a switch and all a freaking black smoke comes out. They think it's cute. Didn't your mommy and daddy... Oh, wait, I'm sorry, I'm in New Mexico. Didn't your grandma and grandpa teach you not to do things like that? Nope. It's just self-will run riot. Do whatever you want whenever you feel like it. You know, as long as you gotta leave that freaking shit stain on the fabric of society, you know, so people can say, oh, look at that jerk. Look at that tiny little man with small little hands in a really big truck that he probably didn't even pay for himself. So, my freshman year, I was 15 years old. It was a real hard time for me anyway. And then Mom had this boyfriend. His name is Richard. I called him Dick. He was a really good-looking guy. He just was fucking crazy. The guy was a fucking nut job. And I knew he was crazy. Like the dangerous kind of crazy. Like not the, oh, you're so crazy. No, the man professed to me at one point, a 15-year-old girl, how he would stand over me when he was sleeping with a fork in his hand, and he was just looking and waiting for the right time to gouge my eyes out. He's not here, dude. It's not happening now. I really wish you'd just shush. And Mom didn't care much up to a certain point about the comfortability of me. My brother had already gone on. he had gone off to, he graduated high school early at 17. Then he went off, got his signature so he could go off and join the Army Guard. You know, the coward's freaking shortcut, freaking lazy man's way out. And then so he could pay for college down in Sac State, you know, Slackerville, USA. Just like people figure out how to do the least work and get the most benefit. It's crazy. I never learned that shit, but I'm not a Virgo, I'm a Aries. And so, dude, seriously. And because this guy's behavior had begun to escalate, and he started saying weird stuff, and I knew Mom didn't care because, you know, she always took the dude's side. Well, this is the last dude that she took the dude's side with, actually. And so, what happened is she started displaying behaviors that she had displayed in past. At this time, I was 15, and I went to Nova, this high school in Reading. It was just for freshmen. So there's 3 high schools: CV, Enterprise, and Shasta. And so there was so much like they wanted to make everybody friends before they split them apart, because then there was the rivals for schools and stuff like that. And so don't you start a fucking video. I'm gonna fucking lose my fucking mind right here on live. I swear to God. Fucking Jesus. It's like I need a day off because I haven't had one in 8 years. And it's and I just see all these people that fucking just talk, and they don't do anything. They just talk. I swear to fucking God. All they fucking do is talk. They do nothing. All these, like the Robert Phoenix, the fucking Franks. You talk. You sit on your computer. You don't do anything. You just fucking talk. It drives me crazy. Ugh. Planet Earth is a stupid place. There's talkers and doers, and I'm looking for fucking doers, and I just live in a place where there's fucking slackers and not doers, and I'm gonna get this story out, and because I think about all the shit that I've gone through, and just because, you know, I feel like if you go through hard situations and you come out and you're not all bitter and angry and aggressive and all these things, that like you win at life at the end if you don't let life tarnish you so much. And I've had some powerhouse freaking good examples in my life. And Mr. Hollahan is one of them. Because, and it was and he was my teacher, my English teacher, my freshman year. Go ahead, bud. I knew you wanted to go outside. Go ahead. I'll let you out. Go ahead. Go get a drink. I'll see you there. You know what? I just had an epiphany that this is why I get so frustrated, because I have so much electricity in my fucking being and in my personality that I always have to fucking keep it tapered down. I can never fucking be excited or get because everything's like, oh, it's so fucking scary because they're stupid little low vibrational fucking beings. And I have to go through life and just let everybody be fucking slow and fucking illogical and kind of duh. And just, just seeing that the thought processes, they're just, the synopsis, they're just not firing. Maybe it's all the fucking vaccines that people got. I don't know. Maybe it's because all the booze that people drink. I don't fucking know. Maybe it's too much weed, all the pills. Maybe it's the fact that people just sit on their fucking couch and play video games. And that is as good as America is. And now we're all collectively getting the karma because we didn't motivate our neighbors to be better in fucking life. Thank goodness I had Mr. Hollahan for an English teacher. I just looked him up a couple days ago, and he has a memorial page on Facebook. The guy was like active, and I'm sure he was a Freemason, But when he was my teacher, I think he was 50. I was sad to see that he passed in 2019. Let's see if he was born in, 54? So he was only a couple years older than Mom. But he was the stern, hard-ass teacher. I heard that, he got fired from Nova and went to teach high school, remedial English or something. This is just, I don't know if it's true or not, but because, some kid was mouthing off, and he wouldn't tolerate that shit, and he'd grab the kid by the arm and freaking escort him down to the principal's office. And I was staying at this girl's house because it wasn't, I didn't feel good at home, and then a Sunday night I went home. I got this, my sixth sense has always been on my point. I'm a psychic, intuitive, and I just got this, go home. And so I went home Sunday night, 8:30. I walk in, and Mom says, you got to call an ambulance. By 11 o'clock, she said, you need to call an ambulance. And so I called an ambulance, and we go right into good old Reading Medical Center. And, it's the middle of the night, they called the doctor, but they're not in any hurry because it's the middle of the night. Nobody important that's just, I learned this later when I worked in hospitals. Why you wait? It's because they're not in any fucking hurry. They don't care. They're probably on a treadmill. The radiologist is probably on a treadmill freaking blowing snot rockets at the wall for someone else to clean up, because that was my experience when I worked at Creighton. That's what the radiologists, they would do things like that. Anyway, the egomaniacal, it's gross. So, at one point, it was about 3:30 in the 2 o'clock in the morning. The doctor does finally come and see her, and he says, she seems to have an aneurysm. If there's anybody that you need to call, go ahead and call them right now, because she's probably not going to make it through the night. Actually, Jerry was still in town. That's right. I forgot. Jerry hadn't gone off to basic training yet. He was still in town. I was trying to call his buddy Bill all night long to go get him over at Ed's because the phone was off the hook. They were wrestling around and anyway. So, I couldn't get I knew my brother would yell at me if I called him any of his friends, in the middle of the night like that. So I made the decision that I would wait until 5 a.m. and then I thought that would be okay. That, under the circumstances, it's an emergency, that he needs to come see mom. So I called his friend Bill O'Banion, fellow wrestler, and his family owned a houseboat resort up in Shasta Lake, and so he and his sister raced down to get my brother, and then brought him to the hospital. That's right. My brother did not. He yelled at my mom for leaving the house a mess. That's right. The guy's a piece of work. He always has been. I'm telling you, dude. That's how I know what maniacal people are. I shared a womb with him at one point. Well, we weren't twins, but he was there, and we shared the same space different times. So about 3:30 in the morning, I was sitting next to mom, and mom just starts screaming at the top of her lungs, just writhing, just whoa. And I'm one of the, I don't like it hurts in my adrenal glands when other people are upset. And so I start to walk out to the nursing station, and I hear one of the nurses proceed to, just say, don't worry about it, ignore it. She's just one of those junkies from Central Valley, those druggies. And mom not a druggie. She never, I've seen her drink alcohol one time. She don't do that stuff, and so don't put her in the same category to those types that do. And I got really upset and freaking chewed the lady out and told her to call her a doctor and stop, leave her stupid little fucking nurse opinion out of it, and why don't you try and help the patient, because that's what you're here. And I just went off on it. And see, that's the thing, is because people don't understand it. You're 15. You're too articulate. Dude, I grew up when I was fucking, I didn't, childhood, what the fuck is that? Now people are babied until they're fucking 30, and I'm just like, my God. It's weird. I just gotta let them be them, and, offer to teach them to change a tire, or fucking learn something practical or some shit. So, Mom was in the hospital for 7 days, and a girl that I was friends with, Danny Harrison, she'd taken a bunch of those, 6 or 7 of those little airplane bottles of liquor, and before class, I was on first track, or she was on first. Can't remember how it was, but we met in the bathroom, and I downed 4 or 5 of those, real fast. And I'm freaking fit. I've only drank once before, and I'm just starting to discover alcohol and the benefits of escapism and all that shit. And so, I had Mr. Hollahan's class, and we were watching that boring, the Romeo and Juliet, the boring one, and I had freaking passed out, head face down on my desk, and he was, he's like, oh shit, fuck, sorry for the planks. He's he's fit. He was fit. He was a runner. He wasn't a real big man. But, he put effort into his life. And that was one of the first. And so, anyway, I woke up and the lights were off. And nobody was in the classroom. So I come out of my pass out, and I'm what? How did he not kill me? Is what I was thinking, right? And that's because it occurred to me years later is that, teachers are very empathetic people. They're tuned in when they have the ability to tune in and offer the kids what they need to prosper. It's just the controllers, the council, all that shit, fucking political shit gets in the way. And then now we live in a dumbed down society. But it wasn't always like that. And this man planted seeds in my head. And I just want to read an article that somebody wrote. Shasta Union High School. Such Freemason shit. Dude, it's 40th parallel. So Shasta Union High School District, 1313, Yuba City, Redding, California, 96001. What's happening? This is May 1995. So this is like 6 years, because this happened in 1989, the story that I'm telling. Teacher feature. Gary Hollahan, the legend. How many students know how to write a compound, complex sentence with an adverbial or an adjective clause? I asked my AP senior class. 10 students raised their hand. We do. They said offhandedly, we had Hollahan. Sure, they remembered something for three years, I told myself, but were they gifted? After all. So I was interested in observing this master chef of the grammar police in action in his latest self-proclaimed love, teaching average juniors and seniors in a class called Human Service English. 5 minutes into the class discussion, I was sure I had read the schedule wrong and wandered into an honors class, class. Okay. You are erudite individuals, Hollahan remarked in a discussion about angigone dilemmas. So if you need to remember that pictures are hung and people are hanged. See, like, I mean, these are the people that help mold my brain. So, I mean, I consider myself very fortunate. And then, I mean, I grew up reading, like, Shel Silverstein and stuff like that. I wasn't really into freaking Dr. Seuss because everybody else was. I like the artwork, though. But, like, Go Dog Go, that was more my jam. Do you like my hat? No, I do not like my hat. All right, have a good day. All right, bye. Later. You know, now it's like, do you like my hat? No, I'm going to bomb your country. It's lame. All right, here we go. Peppered with grammar and vocabulary hints and reminders, his Socratic questioning revolved around the discussion of this play primarily. There can't be heavy danger in mute grief, and the subject of suicide. The class discussion was astonishing, not particularly by the way one teen summed up her philosophy. Sometimes being a teenager sucks, but by the manner in which these young individuals spoke to one another and to their teacher. He guided them to the higher levels of thinking, according to Bloom's taxonomy, but also allowed them to pick up the discussion from each other without summary. Excellent discussion techniques were modeled by students. Excuse me, a student remarked. Before we moved on, I would like Susan to elaborate on the last statement she made. I disagree with Fred. I respect that viewpoint, but in my mind I feel that before going back into reading, Gary thanked them for their opinions and commented on the many individual dilemmas we can explore, not solve, because of the complicated and personal nature of life's problems. That's when I wrote must be honors on my paper. These kids didn't need a summary. They moved to synthesis and application in 10 minutes. Remember the old I can never pronounce that. Pygmalion experts. Teacher expectations are the greatest influence on student achievement. A poster in his room reads, I work on the theory that a human being is just as good as you make him and as bad as you let him be. Another... God, stop knocking shit over, Marge. How about don't put it back up there again? Okay. I see, that's my dad. I hear my dad. Another reads that the greatest part of happiness depends on our disposition, not our circumstances. That one's hard for me. For Gary Hollahan and for many other of the old Nova teachers, teaching students other than ninth graders has been a new challenge. This class of average 11th and 12th graders performed like champions under Hollahan's guidance. When I decided to teach these students, they told me that we have to take each other just where we are, he said. He said we grow and learn together. Hollahan, like all great teachers, firmly believes in this vital mission as a teacher. His students also reflect that the feeling that they are prime. The students also reflect the feeling that they are of prime importance to him. Mr. Hollahan, I hope you rest in peace, sir. Because I hate grammar police. I hate grammar. I hate structure because, it's contingent on who's in charge and how they feel and what level they chose to participate in activating in their life, So I got to write. I sound like a dummy when I write stuff because I was so sad because I was going to write them a letter, and I can't. But this is a funny story. I'm not gonna say who it's from. But this is why I was like, why didn't he kill me? Where is it? It was like a girl. Okay, I can't find it. But a girl. Class was starting, the bell rang, and like her boyfriend walked her to class and thought he'd give her a quick kiss goodbye. And he like razzed her in class and then proceeded to escort her down to the principal's office. And then she had to do like these 3 things, like write a letter, like why should you, that is him, like why should you be allowed back in my class? That's him, dude. You know what? I think he made such an impression on me. He just, because he was kind. He was like, he was a man's man. And he kind of reminded me of kind of a Rockford tile, but I think he was a Gemini. I like Geminis. Geminis are cool. This is what he looked like when he was my teacher. When he didn't freaking throw me out of his class when he could have. That was the same year I went to see my counselor. And I said, I don't feel safe at my house. At home, my mom's dating this guy. And he's not a good guy. And I don't feel safe. And he just, I was just being an emotional teenage girl. So it got dismissed. And then that guy, she broke up with him, and then one day, this is like, she was in the hospital for a week, so this is 2 weeks after she had her stroke, okay? Story is going to change here in a second. I'm going to start using different terminology. So, the sheriff calls and says, we're going to take Richard to jail, or you can come and pick him up and get him out of this town. Get him out of Shasta Lake. Get him out. He had been drinking all day. It was like damboree, bullshit, whatever, gathering. He made bad choices. And mom didn't like, it's like they broke up, but she didn't want him to go to jail. She's a little soft heart. She's got 4 planets in freaking Sagittarius. Anyway, she's got a cool plate. She's got a cool chart. So, I said, okay, Mom, but you're not going by yourself. I'm going to go with you. And she drove a 64 Chevy Biscayne. And the seats are really low. And I was in the back seat. And Mom was driving. And obviously, dumbass Dick was in the fucking passenger seat. And then he starts proceeding to tell me how he stood over my bed with a fork and was like just waiting to gouge my eyes out and just all these horrible things. And I'm just like, the guy's a whack job, like he's nuts, like you can't judge a book by a cover because he really looks like he's got it he ain't got it together. And Mom used to know a lot of people that looked like they had it together, but they didn't have it together. So And he's just like getting himself worked up, and I'm just like, shut the fuck. And then of course my mouth, I'm antagonizing him and stuff. And he starts to turn around to grab Mom's cane that was behind the seat, and I'm just kicking. Now, mind you, at Nova, this is like I'd screw around, like, because I just hung out with everybody, and I was funny, so they didn't mind. And so, like, I mean, I'm leg pressing 500 pounds with the football players screwing around, you know? Like, not even trying. And so I'm freaking kicking at this guy. Mom's like, ah! She pulls over to the side of the road. Mind you, I'm a 15-year-old girl. I'm a 15-year-old girl. Little Marge. 5'3", right? So homeboy gets out of the car, reaches back, grabs mom's cane. I get out, like, he gets out passenger side, I get out driver's side rear. Like, we're like this way. He grabs mom's cane, breaks it over his knee, and he starts chasing me around the 64 the car on Bonneview Road, South Bonneview Road in fucking Reading. Go, I'm gonna kill you. Fucking, you gotta catch me first, bitch. Suck it. And so, everybody calm down. We get back in the car. I'm like on this side. He's over there. Like, we got a couple miles to go. Dump him off at a like, okay, he's out. Just fuck the guy, Mom. Fuck him. He's on his own. He could walk. Like, he could end up in a ditch. I don't give a fuck. Like, you did your part. Like, you don't gotta take him all the way to his sister's house. Fuck this guy. So, we're headed back home. Same road we're just on. And RPD, boo, sees us, turns around, flips on its lights, and we pull over. And, they have me go up to the car, and they split us up and said, okay, what happened? And I was like, okay, so I say everything that I just said. And then so they run mom's name, and they start, this is what mom, ever since I was a little girl, she always said truth always comes out. And then, like, I would lie and it would come out. And, like, I would get examples of how what she said was true. And that always stuck with me. Because I heard their rap sheet, there was so many. Mom didn't have a stroke. Mom has a traumatic head injury because the man beat her up and then picked her up. She's 5 foot. She's like tiny little woman. So emasculated male, like, they always get so hurt and so darn mad, you know. I've never put my hand on somebody out of anger, and there's a planet just riddled with emasculated males that just have to beat people up and blow up things, and it's stupid. Not all of them, just, you know, the ones that emasculate themselves. So I heard the account. I heard it with my own ears about how he picked her up and slammed her head in the car door. And I was like, okay. So that's when I knew the trajectory kind of my life. Everybody else said, put her in a home. She's not your problem. She made her choices. And these are all the same people that would always dote about how family always takes. It was just double messages my whole life. I just follow my heart, and I just do stuff that I think is important, you know. And I learned all these things because I was so ignorant. I was such an ignorant vessel. I was full of no knowledge when I came into this planet Earth. And then I would sit and I'd watch the people like the Hollahans that were like, wow, they freaking got their shit together. You know what I mean? You know, and I would want to be like people that had their shit together, and the world would just keep coming at me. And then I come to find out I'm 51 years old that I try, you know, the best that I can do is take care of myself, and that's the greatest benefit. I do not have success. I do not have career success as in terms of what I have done huge big things in 10 years. And then it ceased because I'm called to be a stay-at-home daughter. And my brother is like, get a job. You can get a job. Why should I have to, like, interrupt anything I'm doing to take care of my mom to do a meeting? Like, why can't we build a society that if there's people that want to take care of things, whether it's cats or dog rescue, you know, just let them do that thing. right? And that'll alleviate the pressure off the big cities, you know, because people don't want to go out anymore. You're seeing it. They're withdrawing. They're doing their own thing. They're building up their own this, their own that. And that's fine. That's a trajectory. I'm planting seeds to do that myself. And I want to invite people and have community and share. And then maybe people will see, you know what, that's really cool that this chick has an outdoor kitchen. She's got a shower on her property. You know, she invites people on social media that like want to come and visit Taos. Come crash at Marge's, you know. She'll cook a meal for you. I could show you around. I'll recommend, because I can't go any place. And I'm not going to change the people that are coming here. But if I can invite people that are close in heart space like me, then maybe someone, you know, if somebody gives you a sticker when you're walking through Taos on a Saturday morning, you'll be like, dude, is that Heyoka chick? Yeah, I want a sticker. Instead of, no, thank you. So, anyway, that's about all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have